The Baobab and the Palm Tree. Once upon a time, in an African savanna, there stood a baobab tree, proudly towering above the other trees. Its trunk was so massive that it would take 10 men to encircle it, and its branches were so short they seemed like stumps. It believed itself to be the most beautiful and powerful of all the trees. Looking down on those who were different, it particularly mocked the palm tree, with its slender trunk resembling a reed and long branches forming a fan. It often said to the palm tree, "Look at yourself, palm tree. You're so thin and weak that you can't even withstand the wind. You bear no fruits or flowers. You're useless. You should be ashamed to compare yourself to me, the king of the trees." The humble and peaceful palm tree didn't respond to the baobab's insults. It simply smiled and said, "Don't be arrogant, baobab. You're not the only one with qualities. Every tree has its beauty and purpose. God created us all differently so we can live in harmony." But the baobab refused to listen to reason. It continued to boast and ridicule the palm tree. One day, it even went as far as to say, "I am so beautiful and strong that I could be God himself. I don't need anyone to protect or feed me. I am the master of the savannah." These blasphemous words reached God's ears, and he was very angry. He decided to punish the baobab for its excessive pride. He said, "Baobab, you have dared to pretend to be me and scorn my creatures. You've forgotten that I gave you life and sustain you. You've forgotten that you depend on the earth, water, sun, and wind. You've forgotten that you are part of a whole and can't live alone. To remind you of these truths, I will uproot you and plant you upside down." And God did as he said. He uprooted the baobab from its roots and planted it head down in the ground. The baobab's trunk became its root, and its branches became its trunk. The baobab ended up with a massive trunk and short branches, while the palm tree retained its slender trunk and long branches. The baobab then understood its mistake and regretted its behavior. It asked for forgiveness from God and the palm tree, and they forgave it. From that day on, the baobab lived in peace with the other trees, respecting their diversity. The moral of this tale is not to be arrogant and compare oneself to others. Every being has its value and place in God's creation. We should be humble and grateful for what we have and respect the differences in others.